Hi, I'm Jenna, and I'm a tax professional, and I wanted to speak to people about tax liability. Tax season, there's no such thing. Taxes are year round, and you know that when you go and you pick up your paycheck every week or every 2 weeks or however you get paid. Taxes come out of every single check, correct? Yes. When you go shop, you're paying taxes. On your house, you're paying taxes. On your car, you're paying taxes. You're paying taxes on taxes on taxes. So when people say that they don't have an issue with their taxes, that's why the wealthy have tax strategists on their side all the time, because they know the more money they make, the more they're just paying to the government. And there's so many other ways that they can utilize that money to bring their own wealth into their own family. And that's why the true wealthy know how to avoid or eliminate their tax liability. There's nothing illegal about doing that. It's just you need to know the tax laws. And there are tax codes that you can follow. Now, each person is going to have their own individual situation. I feel the number one roadblock I run into with people is that they feel like they don't make enough money to even worry about that. They don't pay very much taxes, they don't feel. Maybe they get a refund at the end of the year. So they're like, I don't owe a big tax debt. Or maybe they only pay a small amount, whatever. Well, I'll ask you this. If money is coming out of your paycheck every couple of weeks, you're paying taxes. So when you think about it like this, where, okay, well, at the end of the year, I usually get $1,000 refund or 2,000, 3,000, whatever you get. Well, you're getting that refund because you've overpaid in taxes somewhere. And if you're not getting a refund and you're breaking even or you're paying, then you are overpaying your taxes. Everybody, there is a strategy that can work for you. And if you want to eliminate that big chunk that's coming out of your paycheck every couple of weeks, there are ways you can do that. Legal ways you can do that, and ways that you can take that money and make it work for you. I've known teachers that have worked in their field for 25 years and are only making $50,000 a year and still can't afford to buy insurance for themselves, or struggling to take that vacation they want to take. That is really disheartening, because I can tell you right now, I can guarantee there's ways that you are leaving money on the table that you could be using for those things. Now, how you have to do it, it's very personal. There's no one size fits all, and that's where it becomes complicated. People always want, like, what can you do for me? Or at the end of the year, now fix it. That's not how it works. You have to be proactive. We have to start now before the end of the year. It's very difficult to try and go back and find things that may or may have not been left on the table. It's better for us to know what your income is, what your whole situation is, and then plan for it. That way, it's a guarantee, and we know exactly what to expect. Second, for those of you who say, well, I don't have money for a tax strategist or tax professional, I just do mine online, and I've been doing it online forever. I do my own, or my sister-in-law does it, or whoever. That's great. Now I ask you this. If your tax strategist can save you whatever it is you're paying out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, would it not be worth it to have a conversation with them? And that's where people don't understand how that works out. Well, you're happy at the end of the year if you don't owe money to the IRS. But what about when you go pick up your paycheck and there's hundreds of dollars taken out of that paycheck in taxes? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your tax liability that you're encountering the entire year through. So that's great. People do that all the time when I tell them, like, if they owe taxes at the end of the year, what do they normally go do? They go and change something on their W-2 to make them take out more money, or that's not the answer. The answer isn't pay more to the government. The answer is to figure out ways that you can look at the tax code that's going to benefit you. And there are ways that you can do that. And there are legal ways to do that. And you can invest your money, and instead of giving it to the government. So you can't come out here and say, like, okay, we'll go, buy a short-term rental, and you can, take the full bonus depreciation. So you're going to be, those are strategies. But each one is individual, and so we have to know your personal situation. A lot of people think, okay, well, I don't have any money to put down to invest on anything, or I have bad credit, or I just can't afford this, or I don't have time for this. I've heard every excuse in the world. What is your purpose? Like, what is your end goal? Are you wanting to work till you're 99? Are you wanting to take that vacation you've been dreaming of? Do you want financial freedom? Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to know how come some people don't pay taxes when you do? Then take the time to spend an hour out of your life with a discussion with a tax professional that can actually give you solid advice that could change your life forever. And that's what I like to try and get out there to the word. It's like there's so many tax strategists, and the reason they're in your face all the time is because they're frustrated, because people think it's too good to be true. There's no way that can work. Our president of the United States paid $700 in taxes. I guarantee most likely you paid that probably out of one of your last few paychecks. That's the president of the United States. And that's legal. And I know it feels like it's not. It's like most of us are afraid of the IRS, right? We don't want to be audited. Here's the secret. They don't want to audit you. They want you to do your taxes, pay your taxes, and make sure your paperwork's in line. And that's why using a tax professional is important. Guaranteed, they don't want to audit you. They are understaffed. They are very busy. They want you to make your money, file it correctly, do everything correctly. You just have to know how. The tax code is a very big book with a lot of information. You can read it yourself. Maybe you can figure it out. Maybe you can't. You can talk to somebody about it. But using online formats of doing your taxes for you, those are great. I'm not against them. Believe me, I don't think they're bad. I think that's great. I think that they're, that's a great tool to have for people, especially people that, are very budget and they already know their situation and they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone. Fine, do it. But understand the questions that are being asked on those formats are for the majority. So they don't know who you are as a person. They don't know that your nephew lived with you for 7 months this year. They don't know that you paid your daughter's cell phone all year where she was in college. They don't know these situations. They don't know that you actually sell on eBay and you sold $1,000 worth of product this year on eBay. They don't know those things, and all of those things come with benefits. So how would you ever be able to find that out on an online questionnaire when those questions aren't being asked? So it's very important to really understand that there's no cookie cutter to how taxes are done. And what's worse is what we do this year may not be what we can do next year, because things change all the time in the tax world. That's why tax professionals, they work year round to find those strategies for you and that are specific to you. So I share with you this. If you are serious about wanting to change your outcome when it comes to taxes, and you want to take that money and invest it, save it, go on vacation with it, or simply just not throw it away to the IRS, then take that hour out of your life and have that conversation with a real tax professional and have them discuss openly. It's all confidential. Discuss openly your situation and let them give you ideas that can actually help you, because it starts with a solid foundation. And number one thing is to ask yourself, what is your end goal? That's what I always start with my clients when I'm doing financial planning for them, because we start with financial planning and taxes is just one of the parts, one of the biggest pieces that fit into that puzzle. So your financial plan is what, right? Whether it's retire in 10 years, whether it's retire in 50 years, whether it's buy property, whatever your financial plan is. That's my number one question to people. Okay, so what is your end goal? And a lot of times people don't know the answer to that question. Most don't. And so I ask that of you, right? If you had all the financial backing, you know money is not an issue and time is not an issue, where would it be that you see yourself? Like, what is it? What is your goal? What is your happiness goal? Where is it? Volunteering at your church? Is it sitting on a beach? Which I hate that answer, because I will share with you later why. But really think about that, because if you don't have that end goal, then we can't ever achieve it, number one. But what we like to do when we do financial planning is we like to reverse engineer what that looks like for you. So if I say my goal is to retire when I am 65, I want to have a passive income in addition to my 401ks, because the beginning of my life, I don't think I fed it enough, or I just don't think the government is going to be providing enough income. I think that people are going to be living longer, and I think that inflation is unheard of right now. So I don't think that even the money that I did invest is going to take care of me. So I know that I'm going to need a passive income to be able to help me do the things I want to do, which would be, I would like to travel 3 months out of the year. I would like to be able to have a nice home where I can have my grandchildren and my family come for the holidays. I would like to not have to worry about monthly payments. I would like that to be structured for me, like an annuity or something, to where I didn't have to worry about it. I just knew once I retired that these payments will be automatically made, and that the inflation will be incorporated that with whatever my income would be at the time. And yeah, I want to have healthcare. So that's my goal, and this is an example. And therefore, now there's actually tangible things that we can do to get there. And you may say, well, I know I'm already 60 and there's no way in 5 years I'm gonna be able to do that. There are going to be some hiccups, but there are adjustments that can be made, and there's some aggressive moves that can happen. But most of you are probably not at retirement age, and those of you that are close to retirement age, newsflash, we are living longer, we are healthier, and we can actually work longer. And especially if we have passive income, we can definitely work longer. With that said, what we need to do is evaluate your situation. And most people say, I don't have any money to spend, tight budget, every penny I have is accounted for. I'm gonna say, okay, no problem. I don't believe you. And this is why. We're gonna do a project, and it's gonna be up to you, because nothing comes easy. And if you think that anybody out there that's successful had a silver spoon in their mouth and it all came easy to them, that is not true. A lot of people believe that, and it's nice to believe that, but even some of the people of the world, the Michael Jacksons of the world, and these people that had wealth at a very young age, they've all had their own hiccups in life, and we all have our own story to tell. So stop feeling sorry for yourself and be dedicated, and understand it's going to be hard work if you want to achieve your goals. With that, all you need to do is this. I need you to honestly go through your financials first and foremost, write down all of your debt, all your credit cards, everything you're paying, and then write down your income in a book. You're going to have this is going to be your financial book. So do that first and foremost. Second, I want you to go through all of your subscriptions or things. Go to your phone, go to your Apple, all that, and see what's coming out of your accounts that you don't need. I know this seems simple, and I'm sure you've heard it a million times. Do it. Because I guarantee people think they know, you don't. There is something that came in the mail at some point that you automatically, unless you called and said you didn't want it, you were automatically signed up, and now 99 cents has been coming out for the last 40 years. Guaranteed, there's gonna be something you find. Do that. Make sure there's nothing coming out of any of your accounts that you are not aware of, and if there is, then make sure you cancel it. If there's something that you aren't using, cancel it. So a lot of people might have, I have Netflix, and I have HBO, and I have this membership, or I have this gym membership, and I haven't been in 2 years. Anything you're not using, if you haven't used it in the last 30 days, cancel it. Cancel it, because that's money you just threw away. Do that. You need to pull your credit report. This is super simple. You can go to freecreditreport.com. You get a free credit report once a year. Pull that. And the last thing you're going to do would be to write down for an entire week every penny you spend. Now, I don't mean when you're actually at the store, you have to take out your book and write it down. I mean, you are going to, at the end of every night or in the morning or however you want to do it, take pictures. I don't care, but you need to account for every single penny spent in the entire week. Every penny. Gas station, going to the movies, a box of candy at the movies, a bill that was paid, every single expense, every single one, every single penny. So when you stop to pump your gas and you went inside and you got that cup of coffee or that bottle of water, that needs to be written down. And then what we'll do is you're going to circle back and we would evaluate that. So this is what I do with my people that we're working on their financial plan. usually very eye-opening. And I will tell you, we can always find a few dollars at least on the table that is available to them to invest or whatnot. Now, let's hypothetically say no, that didn't happen for you. You've accounted for every penny and you have no subscriptions, you have nothing left on the table, you don't spend an extra penny anywhere, you are just boom to your budget. The next thing I ask people to do is to go into their garage, open up your drawers, go into your cabinets, go into your closet, and find 10 things that you are not using or have not used in the last 6 months and sell it. You don't need all these things that are sitting in shelves or in cabinets, those 12 pairs of sunglasses that you only have one that you actually wear, but you just have the rest because maybe they were gifts or they're a nice name brand or they look good, or you have that outfit that you love but doesn't fit you. That gym bike that you have in the garage that you never even used, sports equipment, tennis rackets, and you haven't played tennis in 5 years. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. You're gonna get those things and you're gonna sell them. So now there's your starting point. I guarantee I can find a starting point for anybody. And if you say like, oh, I live in an apartment and there's a studio apartment, I have nothing, absolutely nothing in here I can sell, I have a solution for you as well. Because we all have something we can sell. And the worst case scenario, it's gonna be a service, right? We all can have a side gig. And even though it's like, no way, none of us work 100 hours a day or 24 plus hours a day, none of us do. So there's always gonna be room to squeeze out. And now, the difference between the people that will be successful and the people that aren't are the people that are really dedicated. So if you are really dedicated and disciplined, that's the difference. When you look at somebody and you wonder, why do they have so much? Don't ask that question, number one, because you have so much too. It's a choice. I know that's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it is a choice. It's called discipline, right? Discipline is at the core to anything that is successful. So how disciplined you are is going to be how successful you are. Now, you can have someone like myself or another person, a coach, advisor, whoever, and they can help you. You can look on the internet, you can find ways to, or you can follow me on the internet if you'd like, but you can do it. It's a choice. And that's number one thing you need to learn, is that it is a choice. So I would love to help anybody that's wanting to be helped. Just go ahead and message me and I will definitely follow up with you. And I always do free consultations. I think it's important my message is out to people, and that my goal is to help those who don't know how to start, because that's where it usually is that the starting point is the hardest for most people. And once you get started and once you start to see how easy it actually is, then you get excited about it, and then all of a sudden the benefits are there. Now you're in Hawaii on the beach that you had planned that you'd wanted to do, but you haven't been able to do it because you couldn't squeeze out that budget. I guarantee you, if you follow me and you trust me, I can promise you that by the end of the year, one of the goals that you've had that you thought was not obtainable will be obtainable. And that's a guarantee. So you can take my word or not. I'm not trying to make a quick buck or influence anybody. My goal is, now that I'm older and my parents have passed and my brothers and my sister have passed, and now it's just my husband and my kids, it makes me feel like there has to be more. There has to be more than materialistic things. There has to be more out there. And for me, where I feel best is to see other people succeed, and to see other people that thought they couldn't do certain things be able to do them. And so that's what I want to do. That's my happiness. That's my happy place, is to see other people get what they deserve. I do not like to know that our working class is struggling to pay bills while our wealthy get handed money hand over fist. And that's something that, and later I will show you how that is done as well. Very easy. And it can be you, and it doesn't take a lot of work. And so what? Shut off your Netflix for 30 minutes and commit to tuning in and learning more. And go ahead and reach out to me, and I will reach back. I promise. I'm Jenna.